Hello guys, and welcome back to some Frosti-Town. Today we're gonna be making something like this. So I'm gonna start. So the first thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a cylinder and we're gonna give it 90 volts and we're gonna rotate it on the y-axis and we're gonna scale it down to right about here. We're gonna select this face and we are going to press Q and we're gonna press shift and curve extract to right about there. I'm using hardops&boxcutter. We're gonna select this guy, I'm gonna select this face, press X faces, and we are gonna go here on these edges, press Alt and Shift and press Q and press curve extract and scroll up to increase the bevel to right about there. Alright, the next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a seat. Let's probably scale this down a bit. We're gonna create a cube, we're gonna scale it down and we're gonna bring it to right about here. Let's bring it right about here and we are going to rotate it to right about there. And we're gonna select this edge and we're gonna control B it to right about there, and we're gonna select that edge and we're gonna control B it to right about there, and let's scale this down. Now we're gonna create the seat, so we're gonna scale this down, bring it right about here, and we're gonna go into face and we're gonna scale this down and then S and Z, and then we're gonna select this edge and or maybe this edge, come on, and bevel it to right about there. So we have something like this, and we're gonna rotate it to right about there. This seat is small, so we're gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring this up to right about there. Let's scale it on the x-axis. No, maybe let's just scale this down to right about there. Let's bring it right about here. Bring it right about here. Then we're gonna press Alt W. We are gonna go into hardops and box cutter, sorry, and I'm gonna select the make tool and we are going to make this. Probably let's do this again. And then we're gonna extrude it to right about here. Press spacebar. So we have something like this. Shift D, G and X, and bring it to right about here. Alright, the next thing what we're gonna do is, let's just probably scale this down a bit. Alright, the next thing what we're gonna do is we are going to create another seat backrest to right about here, and we're gonna add a cylinder RY90. Let's scale this guy down, bring it right about here and scale it on the x-axis. And now let's see, let's select this face and scale it down, and let's select that edge and Control B this, so we have something like this, and we're gonna bring it to right about here. And let's scale this down a bit and bring it right about here. Let's bring it somewhere right about here, and we are going to use the make tool and we're gonna extrude it and press spacebar, and we're gonna bring it right about here. So we have something like this. This is probably too outside, so I'm gonna bring it inside. Alright, so the next thing what we're going to do is we're gonna add a cylinder RY90, and we're gonna scale it down, and we're gonna bring it here. Let's scale it down to right about here. And what is this? Let's delete that, and I'm gonna bring it to right about here. I'm gonna scale it down, bring it up, and first we're gonna place all these cylinders. Bring it out a bit. And we're gonna press Shift D, RZ90, and we're gonna bring it here. We're gonna scale it down, bring it up, and bring it somewhere right about here, and bring it down to right about there. Alright, the next thing what we're going to do is we're gonna create a cube. I'm gonna scale it down, rotate it, and scale it a bit more, and bring it to right about here. And we're gonna go into cut mode, and we're gonna cut this to right about here. So we have something like this. Maybe let's just scale this down to right about there. Okay, so we have one cylinder to the one for the back. Alright, the next thing what we're going to do is I'll press Shift A. I'm also using cable arranger, and I'm gonna create cable from here to here. No, not this, mess that one up. Here to here. Let's scale this to right about there and bring the tension down. Double click, Shift D, G and X to right about there, and We're gonna select this guy. Let's go to the left side. Let's okay, so the gas tank is behind the seat, so we're gonna shift D this RZ90 and we're gonna bring it to right about here. I'm gonna select this phase and I'm gonna extrude it. Oh no, let's just apply sharpen and bring this out a bit. And where did we have our let's scale it on the y-axis to right about there, and let's shift D this, or maybe let's just create a cylinder RX90 and scale it down and bring it to right about there, and G and Y bring it right about here, and we're gonna go into back view and G and Z and G and Y, and we're gonna go into edit mode and we're gonna go into face select and we're gonna go into spin mode. We're gonna go to the top view and we're gonna see that it is okay. I get it. RY90 or X90, so it's coming out of this area. So we're going to select this phase, we're going to go into spin tool, going to go to the top and I'm going to press left control. I'm going to go into the right view and I'm going to go into x-ray mode and I'm going to press left control, right click, and to right about there. Gonna go into edit mode and we're gonna select these edges and we're gonna control B them. Select this edge, control B, and we're gonna select this edge. I hope that this works. And I'm gonna select this edge and control B. I'm gonna shift D this and we're gonna bring it to right about here. G and X, S and Z to bring it right about here. We'll go to the top view and we are going to add a path. We're going to go into geometry and give it a bit of depth and let's scale it down, bring it right about here. Gonna go into edit mode, select this word, press E to extrude, select E to extrude right over here, go to the right view and select these and extrude them down. So we have something like this, and we're gonna go into make tool. First we're gonna bring this guy to right about here, and we're gonna increase the depth, and we are going to make a something like this. So we have let's go into cut mode and let's cut this. So we have something like this. So let's save this. Alright, now the next thing what we should be doing is we're gonna select this guy, we're gonna go into edge mode, we're gonna select both of these edges, and we are going to bevel this and add bevels by scrolling up. I'm gonna inset this in, extrude inwards, and inset this in and extrude inwards. We're gonna select this face, we're gonna inset it in, extrude inwards, inset it in, and extrude inwards. We're gonna left control and sharpen this, and we're gonna select this guy, we're gonna select both of these, and we're gonna control B them, and we're gonna select this face, we're gonna inset it, extrude in, inset it in, and extrude inwards. Do the same thing here. There we go. Let's keep it 30. Maybe 23 is fine. Okay, so this one is beveled. And we're gonna add a loop cut, bring it here, Control B to bevel this, just one segment, scroll down, and we're gonna go into face select, and we're gonna press right click, and we're gonna bring this down. So we have something like this, and we're gonna go here and we're gonna add some detail into it, and we're gonna extrude it inwards. So we have something like this. Next thing what we're going to do is we're gonna add a cube, and we're gonna scale it down. I'm gonna go to the top view, and we're gonna bring it to right about here, and we are going to delete these phases. So we have something like this. No, I messed it up. We're gonna have to wait a second. Okay, I was right. So I'm gonna go to the top view, and I'm gonna scale it on the x-axis, bring it here, and I'm gonna scale it on the x-axis over here, scale it on the z, bring it down, scale it on the y, and bring it down to right about here, and bring it to right about here. So we have something like this. Let's just save this. So we have a gas tank over here. I'm gonna control B this, give it some bevels, and we are going to select this guy, insert it in, extrude inwards, insert it in, and extrude inwards. Now for this guy, we're gonna go into face select, and we're gonna select these faces, and we're gonna bring them down, and we're gonna create another loop cut, bring it here, and select this, and we're gonna bring this guy down too. No, let's control B this, and let's go to face select and bring this guy down. Let's create another one and bring it right about there, and control B it, and we're gonna go into face select, extrude on normals, and we're gonna make this bigger, and we're gonna select this guy and we're gonna scale this up, insert it in, extrude inwards, insert it in, and extrude it inwards. So we have a thruster, okay, alright, now we're gonna create some cables, and we're gonna create it. We're gonna select this guy, and we're gonna select this guy, and we're gonna press S and shift to scale it down, and D for the tension. So we have something like this, and left click, okay, let's shift D this and bring it here, somewhere about here, and bring it to right about there. So we have something like that. Let's scale it on the x-axis to bring it inside. Let's do another cable. Create cable here to here. Let's press S to scale it down, and I think the tension is just a bit like this. Cool. So we have something like this. I'm gonna select this guy, and I'm gonna go to mesh tools, and we're going to smart apply this, and it's time to bevel these guys. Q and bevel. Q and bevel. we're gonna go to the front view and let's just bevel this too and keep it to 20, maybe 4.7. What did I do wrong? Let's sharpen this and Q and no, Q and bevel to right about there. I'm gonna go into the front view and we're gonna left control and select these, Shift D and Shift D and P by selection. I'm gonna select this guy and I'm gonna go into modifiers and I'm gonna solidify this to right about there, and we are going to apply this solidify. I'm gonna press slash to go into lock on view, and I'm gonna go into face select and I'm gonna create some loop cuts. I'm gonna select these guys and we're gonna inset it, extrude inwards. I'm gonna select these guys, inset it in, extrude inwards. I'm gonna select these guys, inset it in, extrude inwards. We are going to select these guys, inset, extrude, and I'm gonna select these guys, inset and extrude, and I'm gonna select these guys, inset and extrude. So we have something like this. Next thing what we're gonna do, your cursor is in the middle of this origin. The origin point is in the middle, so we're gonna select this guy and I'm gonna press Q, hard ops menu, mesh tools, left control and radial array, and we're gonna scroll up to get our desired effect. So we have something like this. We can add one more cable, I think so. Let's go to cable. No, not a sampling tree. Let's go to cable raider and let's create one cable here and one cable here. Let's bring down the tension and scale it down to right about there. Let's add a path and RY 90, RZ 90, RX 90, okay. And I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna give it some depth and I'm gonna bring this up. And we're going to bring this somewhere right about here. Let's go to the right side, scale it down, bring it right about here, and we're going to go into edit mode and I'm going to press G and I'm going to bring these guys right about here and bring it right about here, and we're going to go to back view gonna select these guys and we're gonna extrude it to right about here. So we have something like this. I'm gonna press Q and yeah, I don't think we can. Yeah, let's convert to mesh and mesh tools and radial array. Can we do that? No, we can't. So let's shift D this, go to the front view, bring it here, rotate it. Okay, I get it. Shift D, G and X, go into transform settings and rotate it to 276, and let's bring it in here to right about here, so we have a nice handle. So we have something like this. All right. Let's add a plane, bring it down, scale it up, and I'm gonna append some materials that I have. Kevlar metal. I'm gonna select this, press Alt M, add a blank material and bring it a bit shiny. Give it the same material. We forgot to sharpen this and we forgot to bevel this. Okay, so I'm gonna give this the same. And Alt M, blank material. gonna select this guy and I'm gonna add a Kevlar, make it a bit dark, and I'm gonna select this guy and I'm just gonna give it a mid gray color. This guy has to be a bit darker. No. Let's give it mid-gray, shall we? Let's bring it. No, it was fine where it was, so give it mid-gray. So we'll set up our camera right about here, and we're gonna go into shading, and we're gonna select this guy, and you know me, Musgrave texture, hide into roughness, detail up, dimension down, bring it to black, and we're gonna go into shading, world, and we're gonna add a environment texture. I have these environment textures. You're gonna have to buy these. I'll link them in the description. And go to D and all add-ons. Okay, let's try this. Press Ctrl T. If you don't have this, then go into preferences, add-ons, and write Node Wrangler and enable this. So we pretty much are gonna mess around. This is too bright. Oh shit, it's in volume. I have to put it on surface. Sorry, you have to put it on surface. Let's bring it to right about here, and Let's see what happens in cycles. No, it's too dark. No, that's too bright. So there you go guys, your gyrocycle is complete. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share, and as always, stay frosty, and Frosti-Town signing out.